after 24 days at anchor and after a 12-day passage and been in the sea that long, finally in a marina, and the joys of my first shower in over a month was pretty much undescribable. Do one of those. It just so takes the pressure off. You can sleep at night without worrying about anything. It's great, and I can go ashore and not worry about the boat. And I got some friends of mine, a German couple who are next to me, and my friend James is just over there, so it's kind of community. I mean, having said that you're safe in the marina, there's a boat down here with a couple on, and there was a charter catamaran that ran into them on what was a rather windy day, and we've had a few of those here, and dismasted the boat. It's only a small boat, small liverboard, and the mast fell on the woman and broke her pelvis in 2 places. Big disaster. So she's in hospital and quite seriously ill. So you don't have to be at sea for things like that to happen. Not good. But anyway, here we are, and had some nice evenings playing music. Eating well and just chillaxing and waiting for the next part of the adventure. And what is the next part of the adventure? Well, the next part of the adventure is to sail across the Atlantic. There's only one reason to come to the Cape Verdes, and that is as a jumping off point to go across the Atlantics, because from here there's no turning back. So with the decision to go across the Atlantic comes a big reorganization of the boat. Trying to find a place for everything and make sure that it's well secured. The back cabin, as usual, is full of everything: a surfboard, my bicycle, the wind vane from the hydro vane, toilet paper, and a big box full of dried food there. Rucksack after rucksack of food being brought on board. We got to wash everything. We got green bananas here that will hopefully go ripe by the time we need them, and potatoes, and everything needs to be cleaned. Once it's cleaned, of course, it can come into the boat. I'm using nets to store some of the stuff, that way I can see when it starts to go bad, and it does. You have to visually inspect it and turn it every so often. The reason for washing, of course, is because we're in a country where we have things like cockroaches, cucarachas, and other little bugs that can live in little places like that and infest your boat. And we don't need infestation on this boat, thank you very much. So it all needs to get washed. James is doing pretty much the same thing over there somewhere where he's moored. But he's leaving a couple of days after me because he's got a lighter boat and the weather is still blowing quite a bit. Next door we got a Halberg Rassie called Bella, and there are a couple that live on there, and they've been great fun, and we're leaving together. Yeah, these guys have got a well-found boat. She's a beaut. Just a tad smaller than Shadow. Fiberglass, but very nice. Filling up with water, and here you've got to pay for it. I'm paying about $4 for every 200 litres I use. The dinghy's stowed on deck. We're in the sort of inner basin here, and it's not blowing too badly. And this guy came in the other day, an English guy on a boat. I think it was built in 1965. Strip mahogany. There's like little strips of mahogany glued together to make the hull. He's solo. He's got an old-fashioned wind vane on there, and yeah, he's come from Falmouth. Again, poor old Shadow's covered in dust and filth. Can't wait to get out of here and get the boat clean and some fresh seawater. And then all of a sudden it was time to leave. Sailing day finally came round, and of course it was blowing. I just had a few things to do ashore, a bit more shopping, and then I was all set. Before going, I had to go and find a friend of mine. This is George. Like many guys on the island, he has a hard time feeding his family. There's a lot of begging, and some of it can be a little bit aggressive. But George was a gentleman, and not being allowed to take my currency off the island, I scooped the change together and any notes that I had and passed them over to him. Just a little something to say thanks. The beginning of a lifelong dream from childhood onwards to sail across the Atlantic is about to start, and I've never been so nervous as I am today. James has mustered the shore helpers there. Yay, shore helpers! They're all like, bye, you can go now. Ulrika and Mateus are just getting everything ready, and the wind is blowing. They're going to go out. I've just found out they've got a bow thruster, so I don't feel sorry for them anymore. Time for them to leave, and then it's my turn, and I'm super nervous. Yeah. The open sea. I hurt my bloody hand. Down into another boat on the way out. Hurt my hand. It hurts like hell. Jesus, scary, 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 scary. Yeah, as soon as we're out of the influence of the islands, it should calm down. As you can see behind me, she's rolling all over. It's fine. I've just got like a bit of a mess of sails up at the moment. 3 reefs in the main, and I got a staysail up and a reefed Genoa, which is one shielding the wind from the other. It's not ideal, but I'm just getting out of between the islands here, where you've got this acceleration zone and this mad sea, and I'm waiting to get into the Atlantic swell where it calms down and I can go out on the deck and do some work and sort everything out properly. But here we are. This is it. This is the beginning of my adventure to the Caribbean. A boyhood dream. Yeah, boyhood dream of sailing across the Atlantic. I've read all the books. I've worshipped all the heroes. Oh yes, and here we are doing it. It's great. James is coming on in a couple of days' time. Anyway, I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing. One of the things about spending so long ashore is when you get back out, you're doing everything wrong and falling around the place. So I got to take care and calm down and just think about what I'm doing. So I'll film some more later when it calms down. But yes, me and the Shadmeister, we're on our way to the Caribbean Sea. Whoa, woke up this morning, down, and the mighty Shadmeister is hauling ass.